What's good, everybody? Chris here, Chris Goes Outdoors, coming back at you today with another Cookset look-see. This one we got here is the GSI Pinnacle Soloist. I've already used it, but I kept the box. This is all the stuff that came in it. I have all the little paperwork and stuff in here, so I'm going to do a post unboxing, if that's a thing. So yeah, let's get rolling. Alright, I'm just going to move this out of the way quick. I'll show you what was inside the box, just with paperwork and stuff. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to get the box out of the way. I talked about this Cookset before. Some of you may have seen my other Snow Peak video. I demonstrate the Snow Peak Mini Solo Cookset. And I was debating between this set and Snow Peak Mini Solo. I ended up going with the Mini Solo originally. I picked this up because I go backpacking with other people sometimes that don't have all the gear they need. So I figured, why not pick up this one too? I mean, I was torn between them. Hey, now I got both. I literally kept everything that was in the package so I could do this video. We got this thing right here. This was just a little holder for the spork that's in here. It's never gonna get used. It's just a little Velcro type stuff sack. It was wrapped in plastic. The lining of the pots and pans is Teflon, so it is non-stick, which is surprisingly nice. My Snow Peak Titanium, it's the Mini Solo, does not have any lining on the inside. Using high heat, cooking of course, it can stick a little bit, which, you know, whatever, if you're stirring enough, it's not gonna do anything. But just something to know, this one does have a Teflon lining. And it does have some paperwork on the inside. You can see here. Alright, and this is the setup itself. Comes with a nice little stuff sack. It just holds everything like that. Read online, this can also double as a wash basin. So if you wanted to like fill it with water, you could like wash your hands, maybe wash the pot itself afterward. I don't think I would ever use it as that, but supposedly it's an option. So we'll get this out of here. It's a very snug fit. So here you can see the pot. I guess you could call it a downside. It's not really a downside, but this handle, you squeeze in here, and then it flips down. You can see the plastic. This is the downside I was talking about. The plastic goes really close to the inside of the pot, and we were using alcohol stoves. It just melted the thing a little bit here. It's not a huge deal to me, really not at all actually, but something to be aware of, I suppose. So it's got the lid on here. It's a plastic lid. It's got this little opening here, so you could kind of use that as a little sippy cup. And this side here also with a strainer on it. So we'll take that out. We have a fancy feast oven here we used on our last trip. It comes also with a spork. It's kind of cool. It's a little flimsy, but I mean, it essentially does its job, you know. So just a little plastic thing here. It slides out like that and snaps into place. Not too shabby, I suppose. We didn't have any issue with it. So there you go, there's that. Also comes with this plastic cup here. Plastic cup's pretty nice. It's got this little piece of fabric over it, which you can remove if you feel so inclined. So you can, you know, make a little drink in this thing. You still have your pot good to go. On the inside, I think you can see it right there. The cup has some measure markings on the inside as well, which can be helpful. And the lid can be used on the cup as well. You flip it upside down, you can snap it on top of the cup like that, and you still get the little sippy action there. The strainer, not so much, but can be used as a little sip cup, which is kind of cool. So the pot is 1.1 liters. It's pretty nice. I got to admit, I kind of like this more than I did the Snow Peak, and I feel bad saying that because I bought the Snow Peak first, and I really like the Snow Peak. I like the Snow Peak in that it's tiny and it boils water quick, and you can cook in it if you want. It's a little tight fit because it's thinner than this. I'll show it to you. This is the Snow Peak Mini Solo here. This is the GSI Soloist. So I'll put this inside. And you can see the dimension difference. Now, again, I love the Snow Peak. It works really well, boils water quick. I've cooked in it too, didn't have any issue. But I gotta admit, using this on our last trip too, I really enjoy the extra diameter around the pot. The Teflon lining is pretty nice. Nothing really sticks in there. It's pretty easy as far as cleanup goes. And Snow Peak has these type of handles, which aren't bad. They fold up really nice right against the pot, but they don't stick out too far. They do get really hot. And this feature on the Snow Peak, how it sticks out really far and it has the plastic covering, is nice. Again, even though we did burn a little bit off because it is so close to the pot. But all in all, it's a pretty cool design. I gotta admit, again, this little feature here, squeeze these and this will flip up and it locks into place. And it also locks into place here. So you're not gonna move that unless you squeeze it. There are no markings on this for measurements, something to be aware of if that's something you're looking for. But you do have it in the cup, so not a big deal to me. Again, this will fit on the pot, little sippy thing if you want it, little strainer if you want it. Pretty good design. Again, it was one of the ones I was looking at originally, but I just ended up going with the Snow Peak for whatever reason. I think I paid $38 for this setup. I think they're usually like $45. Not bad at all for the price. I believe I paid $60 to $70 for the Snow Peak, if I remember correct. Let me weigh it quick for you too, so you can get an idea how much it will weigh. Again, this is just the Snow Peak set itself. It'll just be all this stuff right here. Let's weigh it. So yeah, coming in around 10 ounces, around $38 to $45. In all honesty, you can't really beat it. It's a very cool cook set. It worked really well for us when we used it out. It's got essentially everything you would need to really cook, especially if you're just using backpack type meals or just add water type meals, something that you just need to boil in water. This thing worked extremely well. I like the additional diameter. Even though it's not a huge difference, it does make a pretty big difference as far as cooking goes. It's got the cup in there that works really well. I like the handle on it. The lid's great, doubles as a sipping type thing. It's got the strainer in it. The stuff sacks, whatever, I probably wouldn't even bring it with me again if I'm being honest. But I would recommend this. Will it work well for you? I don't know, but hey, take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. It's all good. I would still recommend the Snow Peak Mini Solo. Also, different strokes for different folks. Until next time, this is Chris. Chris Goes Outdoors. Take care. So I figured, why not just show you some of the gear I take on a day trip? I'll do a separate video for what I take on overnight stuff too. So starting off, I usually pick one of these two packs.